go ahead and start with the July 27th Ottertalk, all about the database. And we'll have Becky and Graham kind of leading us through all things database.
Becky I would say, is at does the front end of the database. So she's a little more in tune with the user experience than I am, I would say. And I'm more of a back end person and sort of the fixer of the in the background of issues and so forth. Um, so I'm not sure what she had planned. I can tell you that the database is very robust and does a lot of different things, and provides a lot of information for people. You, it is a bit awkward, I guess, to sort of get familiar with it and so forth. And it would be good if the people that are on today, if they have questions, to make sure they get answers, or if not, we'll get answers after the Zoom call and see if we can resolve issues. One of the things that is a bit confusing with the database is that you have to set up an account for yourself first. And once you've done that, then you get what's called an owner ID. And that's just your user account number that allows you in to the database. And I think people sometimes get confused that if they have a dog, then and they were the breeder of the dog, or they own the dog, or they're the breeder and the owner of the dog, that sort of everything comes together once everything's entered. And it doesn't kind of work that way. You, as in, the dog gets added separately to the database. And if you're the owner, then you need to go into the database and claim that dog um, with your
So,
owner,
Graham,
with
do
your
you
own.
want to go, do you want to go into the database website and show the page
Yeah.
where you sign up?
Yep. Just one second here. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So just give me a second here. Um, so first you need to be have a user signed in, logged in, have a user account number. Um, and then if you, uh, generally speaking, um, if you're looking, you should always look for a dog first. Does anybody have a dog they want me to look up, or do you want me to use here? I'll use Gunner here for a second. So up at the top, you'll see I've added Gilmore. That's part of his registered name. I'll show you later how you can search for a call name, but that's part of his registered name. So when I click on that, it brings up Gunner's dog page, if you will. You can add pictures if you wish. And it has his pertinent information, which, if the breeder hasn't entered it, you as an owner can go in and change that. And you'll see down here, it says owner ID, and it has my name. And you can go and look at my account if you click on it. But that owner ID is where you would claim that dog. And you claim the dog using your user ID or owner ID. So you can search for your name and claim the dog. Technically, I suppose multiple people could claim a dog, but that's not happening. So we don't have that issue. So once you've claimed the dog, then you can add in other pertinent information that you want to do. If you clip up on the what's called the Hamburg up here, you can go in and edit it. You can add a sibling, a child. You can add a litter. Do a trial mating with another dog if that's what you wish to do. So if you click on edit, you'll see the information come up here on the screen. And you, as I said, you can go in and change information. Could be that you're putting in information about a dog you've owned in the past. You could put in the date of death. You can also put in the cause of death if you wish, which is often quite useful and helpful to other people. You can enter the call name and health information. So you can see here information that you can click on and add as you see fit. So
Graham,
that, pardon me?
I have a quick question. I'm sorry, because I don't know if it's my connection or yours. It was breaking up. Where is the owner ID again? Where can I see
Sorry.
it?
Right. So just one second. I'll
Okay.
get out the edit because you would not be able to edit a dog unless you own the dog. So the owner ID is in my case, I'm highlighting it here. There's the
Okay.
owner ID. That's where you would claim the dog.
Okay. Thank you.
So you would enter it. I don't know if I'm not familiar enough with dogs that don't have an owner, but otherwise I could show you how to do that. But that's where you would add the dog.
And can you have multiple owners?
Um,
No.
so yes, you can, um, but there's the way you do that is to have a multiple owner ID. So um, so you can't. So you would set up a owner account, a user account, and it would be two people. I can do this. I'll just show you one thing here. I can edit the information. Just let me see if I can do that here. Uh,
There is a plus next to name. Maybe you can add a name in there.
I'm sorry.
There was a little plus. If you scroll down next to the name, I don't know if it means anything, but maybe you can add.
Oh yeah, sorry. I knew it was here somewhere. So
Yep.
yeah, so you can add a name that way as well. It gets a little yeah. So the answer is yes, but you're yeah, you can do it. So I could add, let's see if we can add so you can add another user here. I've started to type in. You could click on Caitlin and Linda, right? Let's see what that does. Oop. So now if we go to no, that just changed the
Okay.
that just changes it. So I think the only way you can do it is if the owner account was set up as two people.
So Graham, can you go into where the little white person is up at the very top of the screen? The little white next to the flags?
Right?
and then edit my account.
Yeah.
Okay,
you,
so there you can see the account name.
yeah, so you could change, you could do this a couple of ways, I guess. You could leave the, uh,
You could add multiple
I
names
guess
in
I
there.
just,
It makes, I mean, it's definitely one of the possibilities. I was just wondering, and that's my question for the later conversation, if there is a semen owner that is not the dog owner,
well, I,
could you be listed as a stud owner, right? And then what if you have co-ownership, which means, you know, multiple people own the actual dog? So that's where I'm coming from.
right. It's, I guess if you're, it depends if you, I guess it over time, if you've owned dogs jointly, you may own dogs with various people, I suppose.
Right, right. So, and
So,
then not all the all the dogs from a single litter would be co-owned, right? So there may be individual dogs owned by more than one person, um, not necessarily consistently the same two people. I mean, I understand if you set up an account for two people, but it only makes sense if the same two people own a lot of dogs, I guess. I don't know. I'm getting into the technical minutia. I'm sorry.
yeah, so that is, so I guess the distinction I'm trying to make is you may have breeders that are,
That's right.
I was
Hmm.
trying to stick to owners for a second, but you may have breeders that get together and over time, and so you would technically you should be having a breeder account for those joint breeders or different breeders. So if you're the sole breeder, that's fine. If there's joint breeders, then you should have a separate account for that. And similarly, I think it would be easier for everyone if the owner ID or user accounts were done the same way. If there's joint owners, you know, let's say it's Bobby and Susie, well, then that's the owner ID. So the next dog you have, if it's not owned by those same two people, you can't use that owner ID again. Because it's for Bobby and Susie. So
No, I
you,
get it. That
yeah,
is
so
simple.
if you change the account Bobby and Susie to Tommy and Susie, then all the previous dogs that you
That's
claim
right.
will now be Tom and Susie.
Yeah, no, that's obvious. It's just that a lot of owners co-own dogs that they bred, right?
Right.
So
Right, but
that
that
is
that
where my question is coming from. Becky, you get it.
Yeah.
yeah, you can't confuse the owner ID and the breeder ID. They're separate.
I'm not confusing it because let's say, so I'll give you a practical example. Yeah, I'm a breeder. I bred a dog. I sold a dog. The dog lives in another state, but I am still on all AKC paperwork and based on my breeder contract, I co-own that particular dog for a variety of reasons, right?
Yeah,
So
so
that, Mhm.
if you're the breeder and you're the owner, then you would claim that dog as the owner.
So
we know. Okay.
when you're setting up your account, Ashka, you would see on this page, you would say you've got the account name. He's got Graham Ashdown, because that's what he wants to show up on the page for the dog. But if you wanted Ashka Gordon slash, I don't know, Becky Van Houten, you would put that in here.
Okay.
And then that's
All right.
what would show up on that dog's page. So you would only use that account. You might have to use more than one email address
Yeah.
to make this all work that way. But while we're on this page, a lot of people get confused because they aren't sure what all these things are that you need to check off in order to be able to change information on individual dog accounts. So as you look at what's checked off here, Graham's got his name, his address, etc. If you have a kennel name and a website, great. If you want to put information about your kennel, obviously there. And if there's a photo that goes with your kennel, you would put it there. Then you definitely need to say you want a breeder owner account and a public page. And then you want to indicate what information that you want shown on your public page about you. So do you want your personal name, or is it that you want your, excuse me, your kennel name? So if you've put in a kennel name, it will go to that. But if you don't have a kennel name, it will go to your personal name. And then we recommend only putting in your city and state, or city and region or country. Don't indicate that you want your full address on, even though we have it here, you don't probably want that information available to the world. And then a contact form so people can send you an email. So the email address will not be shown on the website, but it will have a contact form so that someone can send you a contact if they want to reach out to you for some reason. And then make sure always that you save this page, because if you don't, then you will not have all this information that we need in order to go forward with your account.
So,
Hi.
Becky,
Hi.
oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead,
Al.
Dashka.
I have a stupid question. What's the so if let's say it's my account, yeah, there is a
Mhm.
field there, kennel name, right? So I would put Blue Fairy Otterhounds. But the account name, would it be Ashka, or would
Yes.
it be okay? So I would put as
It
an
would
account
be-
name my name.
If that's what you want to show up on that owner ID,
Okay, I got you. Okay, so the account name feeds into the account ID field, yeah?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Jennifer. Oh, sorry. Who am I bumping into?
Marg.
Okay, go ahead, Mark. You go and then I'll go.
Okay. So in order to look at the database, I have to have an account, right? I mean, I'm not breeding anymore, but I want to know whether the Otterhound, the one Otterhound we bred and the old Otterhound that we had way back, is he in the database? Do I have to have an account to go into the database?
you need an account if you want to do have extended viewing privileges, and I'm not exactly sure what you want to view, but you can look up a dog.
Without an account?
Right.
But why don't you, it may be stupid, but why don't you step me through making an account? I mean, so I go back to the main page, right?
I'm
go
sorry,
back-
I didn't hear you.
Going back to make an account, I have to go back to the main page, but was it under sign up? No, not your, yeah, just the pedigree database.
You'd like to know how to set up an account?
How to set up an account, because some of us, I think that's part of the problem. Okay. So it goes down to sign up, is that where you do it?
Sorry, I can't, I'm logged in at the moment, so just give me a second here.
Yeah, right.
So free sign up, if you click on that, that was up at sorry, I did that kind of quickly. So up at the top, it says free sign up.
Oh, free sign up there, okay,
By the
all right.
flags. And when you click on that, it will ask for your name, last name, email, so forth. So if all you want to do is go and look, that's what I would suggest that you do, so that you can get some extended privileges and viewing.
Okay. All right, I mean, as I said, it's been years since we bred an Otterhound, but I still love the breed and I'm still very interested in it. And
Right.
I,
And so, forgive me, I'm not familiar with your dogs, but if you wanted to make sure that the dogs were entered properly, uh, or change dogs' information and so forth, then you'd want to have an account, a breeder account, so that you could update information about the animals as well.
okay, all right.
But
That's
if
what I needed to know.
but
Yes.
if you just want to view, I would say doing this free standard account, that would probably allow you to maneuver through the information much easier and get greater access.
Okay, all right. Thank you. That's, I mean, some of this basic stuff, I think that's, not everybody understands that.
Okay, and one
Yeah.
other thing about that is if you go ahead and get a standard account and then you say to yourself, oh, now something isn't right about what's in there with my dog, you can go back in and you can ask for a breeder owner account, and then you can change things for yourself
Okay,
that way. And then, it will come to me and then I will approve it and then it will go public.
okay, all right.
And
That makes sense.
and every change that you make to a dog, that has to be approved. So Becky gets that information, and so there is a little bit of a delay, I guess, in that regard.
Okay,
So hey, this is Jennifer McCraney. I have an account. I've had an account. My dogs are in the database, but we are not connected. Can you help me with that next step of how to claim ownership of my dogs?
Yes. So I guess you weren't here for that. So
I think I was here, but I think it was too quick. I
what's your
didn't catch
what's your
everything.
dog's name?
So you can look up fat bottomed,
How's that spelled?
like FATBF. F as in Frank.
FAT?
FAT, yeah, and she'll actually come up. She's Blue Fairy's fat bottom girl.
Do you, that one?
Yep.
Okay, so you'll see over here, if you were logged in, there's an owner ID down on this side here, left side. So you'd go in, edit the information, and add the owner ID right here, so you could search.
Okay. Let me try that again.
I don't know what your account name is.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I see. Never mind. I figured it out. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So I don't know where we are, but your user ID or owner ID is separate and distinct from in terms of functionality with the breeder ID. So as a breeder, you can enter the dog, the litter. That's typically what happens. And then as the owner, you can go in and claim that dog, update information, and so forth. I, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Becky, or
No, I was just going to say it's the whole key is to having your name or your kennel name in that owner ID. Everything else goes on from there. So if you want to go back to the hamburger for a second, Graham. Okay, so you see there are all these things that you can do with that place. And
Hey,
so
Becky,
yes.
So so this is a good example, right? So if I'm a breeder of this dog, can I either submit or make updates to that dog? I mean, in case of Jennifer, I'm not worried, but there's some owners that are, not on the database and not technical.
Mhm.
But as I don't know, the health score change or the dog dies or something like that, right? And I want to make a change to the database. Can I do that?
I think basically, and I don't know, Graham, you agree, but I would say that you would temporarily put yourself as the owner ID,
Okay.
and then you would put in that information. You could back yourself out of the owner ID in order to make those changes. Do you agree with that, Graham?
Yes, if you had the login information for a user, you'd go in as the owner and could do that updating for the owner.
And
Right.
if the owner doesn't claim the dog, I could.
Uh, you could, but I would only do it with permission of the owner.
Well, yeah, I know that much, but I'm just talking from a technical perspective. Yeah, so I'm just interested in the mechanics of the database.
Right. The mechanics require an owner ID to
Okay,
be able to change that stuff.
got it. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Right. So someone can't change my dog's information as the owner unless they have my owner ID and uh, password and such.
So it's really important to us to try to get owners involved in getting on to the database so that we can keep this database as up to date as we possibly can.
Right, and the owners themselves, can be adding health information about the dog that is very useful to everyone as well. So,
Yeah. So there you can see the information for the frozen semen owner. If you go scroll down there again, if you would. So first of all, a breeding dog is the dog actively breeding, retired, or a pet, frozen semen owner. And there are the options for the frozen semen owners and who the frozen semen owner is. So that's where somebody was asking about
Yeah,
this.
that was still me.
Yeah, that's where you would put that information.
So if I do not own the dog, but I do own frozen semen, how do I put it in the database?
See it right there? See that plus, frozen semen owner, other, name?
Okay.
That's where you put it.
So, right. But again, if I don't own the dog, who would make that update in the database? Me
I
or
think
the
you could,
owner?
no, I think you could still do that yourself.
Okay. And it's going to show in the stud report?
Uh, gosh, I don't know. We'll have to look at that. It probably does, but I can't remember. It's been a while since I've looked at that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, there is a place where we see the stud dog list up at the top on the top line there. Let's see where it says stud dogs.
I'm blind.
Okay, and there it lists all the dogs that people have signed their dogs up as stud dogs.
Do
And
we
so
know
you
one
can,
that has frozen semen?
Well, I mean, let's just use a very simple example. Dustin. Yes, Dustin passed away. Dustin was never owned by me, but I do have his frozen semen. I do believe I tried to list it at some point. Could you pull up the Dustin's page, maybe?
I can. Is that the registered
Matt,
name?
that's a
call
call
name.
name.
So if you search for him in the animal search,
Dustin?
No, that would be his call name. And so I forget what his registered name is.
Magic Woods, tribute to Santasia.
That's right. Thank you.
Oh, no, Santasia.
How's that
Magic,
spelled?
yeah, just search for Magic Wood or kennel name Magic Wood. J.
MAG.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Yep.
G.
Yeah. So only Jack is listed. So it's still a gap because I do think I updated Dustin's record at some point in the past that I own his frozen semen, but it doesn't show in the
Stud list.
stud list. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we were actually working with
Yeah.
our gentleman who owns the platform about this because there would be other breeds that would have this same thing going on. And I think it still needs to be worked on.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to check Dustin out here. So have I got the right dog?
Yes, that's it. And so there you can see that she's listed as the frozen semen owner.
Yep.
Yeah, so it is listed.
Yep. Okay.
And
So it's just the reporting and the population on the stud list that it needs to be worked out.
Right.
Thank you.
I know we get a number of requests about how to search for a call name. So there, so in many instances, you need the registered name. But if you know the call name, you can go and find out the registered name. And that's what I just did here. If I don't know if you were anyone's interested in that, but you can click on the advanced search and go down, scroll down to the bottom here under, oh, where is it?
Details.
And you can click in a call name or partial call name, click on it, and those dogs with that call name will come up and you can select the dog that you want. In this case, that's Gunner. Um,
So do you want to show the trial mating or the add a dog? Maybe we should talk about add a dog.
Okay. So this is the add a dog section. You can, as it says, you want to make sure that the animal doesn't already exist. Many breeders add in the litter, so it's conceivable that the dog you're about to enter has already been added by the breeder. So we don't want to have duplicates in the database. So you can enter that information, add a dog here, find out who was the enter the sire, the dam, the sex, date of birth, and if the dog is deceased, you can put that information in as well. And the breeder, if the breeder is known, and the breeder has not entered that information, claiming the dog under the owner ID, country of origin, and country of residence. If it's not the US, you'd want to add that. So it's basically the screen information about that dog that we just saw. You can see in the background here, I have Gunner's information listed here, and that's what you're doing in the add a dog. You're actually putting that information in, including the call name and so forth.
And
And
so sometimes breeders will want to put in their whole litter at once. And I know for a while that functionality was not working well on our site, and we did report that to Roland. So hopefully that is working. But alternatively, as a breeder, if you needed to enter your litter, you could put them in one by one. So, but it's much more efficient to add the whole litter at once because obviously it's the same parents and all that. So that's where that would go.
right, so
It's a
there's
pretty
add a
neat
litter or,
functionality.
yeah, add a litter or add a dog. I think adding the dog is more in depth. You can add more information if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Although when you get into the litter, then you will see a chart that comes up after you've put in the parents. So then the chart gives you the opportunity to fill in all that information about each puppy. So it ultimately, does the same thing all at once. So then the trial mating, you want to show that one? This is a really neat thing for breeders. So you can put in a father and a mother and see what that's going to look like. So you could put in Gunner.
I think I have to use the registered name. Yeah.
Yep. And then put in Caligula Keepsake for the mother. K-A-L-E. K-A-L-E-V-A-L-A.
K.
Yep. V-A-L-A. So Caligula Keepsake, you can scroll down to her. She's long gone. Oh,
Which one?
Keepsake. Caligula Keepsake.
Oh,
There she is. See her?
there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then that populates all this information about what that breeding would look like. And then where there will be colors that are the same in the pedigree, so there's a duplicate in the background of Barriston's McDougall Argyle. So that would be, there's not a lot of crossover here. You can see there's a dog that's shown twice in this pedigree, Otter's Dream Protector. So then it would also show you like what the, you can see there's the 5-generation pedigree, but you can change that 5-generation pedigree to more generations if you want. Or you could change it to something that's more like 3 if you wanted to. So these dogs are from way different time periods, so there's not any crossovers. But go to analysis. See what it shows. Okay, so there it shows you about the pedigree and bloodlines and all that kind of stuff. So those people who are really into genetics and stuff can really get into all this.
So this is as I said at the beginning, the database is very robust and has a lot of information, and this is a great example of that. But it for some it may be too much information, but it depends on the user.
Yeah. Any questions on that?
I have one, Becky. When you go and look at it as a PDF pedigree,
Mm-hmm.
Those I believe it's colorful lines. Someone told me that those represent, or the dogs are in a different color, something represents a championship or a title on the dog when you do the trial.
Those
No.
in this, do you mean in this page?
Nope, in the trial mating. If you go back to the trial mating and you look at the trial mating pedigree as a PDF. Oh, there's Penny.
Sorry, what was that?
Caligula
Pardon me?
keepsake. Yeah, Caligula keepsake. Okay, now she wants to see
In
that
the,
as
the
PDF.
so yep, when you do that, I believe. Well, last time I did it, yeah, go ahead and click on that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Try going back to the PDF icon there, Graham.
Yeah, and hit the 5 generation horizontal and see if that.
I think that's what I just did.
Yeah.
Huh.
Want to try the 3 generation? Try that one. Hmm. It's not happening.
Think Graham might be frozen. Um. Anyways, do you know anything about that, Becky?
I can't say that I do know.
Okay. Someone, I don't remember who it was, told me that the dogs or the lines are a different color if it's associated with a championship.
Oh, I don't know.
I do not believe that's correct.
Okay, perfect.
I thought it was the colors were associated with the same dog being used throughout the line.
These colors are, yes.
Yes, on you, it was on the PDF, I believe specifically, is what showed. Um,
Are you referring to this chart?
nope. Hold on. I'll pull it up on my. I'll come back to this. Let me pull up.
Well, speaking of the PDF, and I've talked to both of you before. I don't know where we're at on that, but when I would go to you know, just make a PDF so then I can download it.
And print.
The colors disappear, and I think those are vital.
Uh-huh. I think that's because of being a PDF.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Hey, Cindy, and just one thing, if you're generating PDF, make sure that it generates with color. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it might.
Okay.
So, any further questions on this section about the trial mating?
I just know that it's vital for anyone that wants to breed to be
Yes.
able to see. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So, I pulled it up on my phone, so I have to do everything on my phone because I'm out of internet here. If you look at it in a PDF version, some of the dogs' names are in red and some of them are in black. So I just did a trial mating between Gunner and Caligula Keepsake. And like, so an example is there's a dog named Vision Hornet whose name is in red, but Caligula Protector's Legacy is in black. Um,
I can't say that I know, so I'll have to look that up, Katie.
yep. And
Get
so,
back to you.
looking at just Gunner and Caligula's keepsake, Gunner's name is in black, but Caligula keepsake is in red.
Yeah,
Not-
I do know she's the champion, but I don't know why that is.
And like Penny and Finnegan are in red. So I don't know. I haven't been able
Yeah.
to find an exact pattern. So if you guys could tell me what that means, that would be great.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yep. I'll make a note of that. Okay. So shall we move on from this topic now and go to the breeders list?
Sure.
Okay, so the really neat thing about the breeders list, this one is random, obviously, but you can go to any letter of the alphabet and look and see who are breeders with a particular name. So there's all the A's, there, and then it just goes forward from the on the alphabet. And so it's really valuable for people to take the time, if they've been a breeder, to go in and set up their breeder page. And it's fun, it's easy, and it's kind of handy. So whether you're in Europe or the United States, it's really a valuable tool for people who want to search breeders.
And it would be, as a marketing tool, obviously, the more information that you have, pictures, logos, and so forth, the better.
Yeah, and you can put in all the dogs. So here we are on Ashka's website, and you can see all the breeding animals that she has. And then you can also see, she can put in every puppy that she has ever, by Jennifer, that she has ever bred.
And as a bit of a marketing tool as well, on the home page, you'll see on the right side, it randomly generates a who's who of breeders there. So if you've identified yourself as a breeder, the more information you have and the more you can make it look presentable to the general public who might be interested, the better, I guess, because that's where people will click on that to look up a breeder if they see one that's rolling by.
Yep. And then another thing then the next thing is the stud dogs. There's the page that goes to all the stud dogs. And so you can see them listed, and we've got 30 dogs now in the stud dog list. And so, you know, it's also a really helpful way for people to be able to search for a potential mate for their bitch if they so choose. And then a category, I haven't seen anybody use this, puppies for sale.
Becky, I have a quick question about the stud dog list. Is that
Sure.
paired with the repro bank available semen list? Like, are those
No, I should actually figure out a way to go in and put them all in there.
okay?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, give me some work to do. I don't have anything.
I was just curious if they paired up.
Yeah, they should.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, we have that list on the ReproBank website, but it would be good if they were in here as well. Okay, so puppies for sale, if you go there, Graham, in the litter ads, we have never had anybody make a litter ad, and it would be great if somebody would do that. So if you need help and want to do that, let us know, and we will help you set that up.
Becky and Graham, once the breeders have everything set up, can that be linked on the breeder referral page?
It could be, yes.
Okay, I think that's important that everyone knows that, and Katie, maybe advertising that might make light a little fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it would be a great idea. Yes, and for breeders who are have a website, linking to this page for your dog is also really helpful for someone who's considering a puppy from you, because they can go in and look at the pedigree of the dog and all the information that you have put in about your dog. So like Graham was saying, it's a great marketing tool.
It just
So
thorough, all the way across the board. I love it. It's great. Great job.
yeah. Okay. So Graham, then you put in links. And so this takes you to the various websites that are related to Otterhounds.
Sorry. So if you click on any of those, you can switch to the other sites. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And that's also on the, so you can get it at the links, or you can also, if you're on the home page, if you scroll down to the bottom, the links are there as well.
And then on the more, there's information. And on this, Graham, this is where you can read about how to use the website, get help. So if you prefer to go to this, it's another way, another backup way of learning how to use the database.
And under health information, there's also additional information there that you can.
So can anybody think of any other questions that they might have that we haven't talked about?
Two questions. One is, I'm assuming this will be recorded, right?
Yes.
Because I do get questions from random people, and the best thing to do is to send them the recording. And Becky, are you the point of contact for questions? Or
Graham,
Graham?
either one, and you can also do a contact us.
Okay.
That you can send us an email and we will respond.
Okay. And you can send an email without having an account.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And then the second question is, in the old days, we used to actively solicit people for updates to the database. People like me and probably everybody on this call that are a little bit more engaged don't need that reminder, but a lot of people just don't have time, energy to do it. Is there a plan or maybe an idea to kind of keep the database updated for people that are not very much, you know, geeky?
Well, certainly, if someone is not geeky but wants to get the information put in, Graham and I could help them, no problem. As far as reaching out to people who need to put their dogs in, I think that's more up to the club to solicit people who need to put their dogs in into the database. Graham and I are, neither of us are involved in breeding now, so I think that's a good thing that the Cindy, do we still have a breeder referral group?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And I was just about to comment is we can start adding into our board minutes and into the voice and all of that as little reminders to get people in to the database and updating things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Yep.
pet people, you know, majority of the pet people are just not, they're not thinking in those categories, right? And we, you know, the value of the database is the data in the database. So if there's no data, it's just not as useful as it could be.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I'll take a note down in our next board meeting. I'll make sure it's mentioned and in the minutes and then again in the voice or something like that.
Right, right. So
Thank
one
you.
other thing that
We-
people can do on this website is some people like to keep track of the dog shows that they go to, and now I can't quite remember where that is on here, but oh, results. So if you go to results, Graham, do you see it in the top line there?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, can you go to results on the top line there? Yeah, results. Okay, people can keep track of their show results, which if that's something that you're into, this is a great place to just keep that information, and you can keep track of your judges and all that kind of stuff. So some people are really interested in that, and this is a handy spot for you to do it.
Do you manually enter information in there or
There's
does it?
well, if you go back to that, see the results, go back to results. Yeah, there you go. So there's where you put it in.
It just, that's under new result.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to track my dog, I need to put in the, I guess I don't get it. Or does it link to another site that pulls shows from another site?
Well, because it's your page or your information, I think that it's something that you can look at for you.
Okay. I don't know that I know, but it's okay.
We can talk about it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Thank you.
I should also point out for our international users that the database has been translated into French and German. So if you're advertising or letting people know about using the database and they have some restriction that they won't come because they think it's in English or something,
Fantastic.
you know, it's all done in French or German. So
You know, one thing we could do is we could put this, I'm piggybacking off of what Ashka said, as far as letting, potential puppy buyers and how to maneuver that, we could put this on the breeder referral page.
Do you mean this
This
Ottertalk?
tutorial. Yeah, the tutorial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could put it on Otterhound University as well.
That would be super. And I'll let you know, Becky, as soon as this is edited, when it's ready to
Okay.
go, because I'll have to download it and we can rock and roll.
Perfect. Okay, well, are we all set then, everybody?
I think so. Thank you so much to Graham and Becky for all the work they do on the database and being willing to kind of present to our group here.
Thank you so much. And I'll figure out, I'll have to make myself an account. Okay.
Thank you, Becky and Graham.
Thank you.
100%.
Well, everybody enjoy the database because it's a great resource.